So here we go into the ancient ramin, and we come into the living room. Now that is a mummified cat and was found in the walls. It's meant to be about 400-500 years old. These were used back in those times to ward off evil, and still it remains. These jackets belong to the late John Humphries, who I'm sure still lingers on this property. This was his home, of course, and still is his home. And of course, we thank you, John, for allowing us to be here today. So we're in the main living room. This is where John Humphries would have spent most of his time. This sofa here is where he used to sleep, and he used to watch the TV quite often, which is just over there. He loved to watch documentaries, many military, RAF, Navy type documentaries, and I'm sure if he could, he'd still be watching them now. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start off this investigation with an EVP session in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each room. I'm going to do an EVP, see if I pick up anything, and I'm also going to use the new PSB 70 Spirit Box, which I just purchased recently. So this should be quite exciting, should be good to see what we get. Okay, let's give this a go then. So before I do start, I pay great respect for coming to this location. I thank you for allowing me into this environment. I've got this device in my hand. It's called an EVP recorder. What you can do is you can come to this recorder and you can speak into it. Now, once I play it back, I can hear your voice because it's a different frequency. It's a tool that allows me to hear you. Which room should I go to? Is there anything that you want to say? Hello? Hello, is anybody there? Well, we didn't get anything there, but we'll try it around each room and we'll see what we get. Sure, I can hear footsteps. Well, this is the other part of the main room downstairs. It's pretty cool. This guy behind me, I'm not sure of his name, but it seems like a Paul Definitely a Paul. So what we're going to do is another EVP session. Let's give this a try. On this table is a device that you can talk into. Now if anybody's here, would you like to say something into it? If you just come up to the device and say something. Now, as I'm leaving this area near the graveside, you can see this weird anomaly appear from the chair on the left-hand side. It's a bit strange. As you can tell, a very strange looking staircase. And there has been like a shadow again caught on these stairs, much like East Drive. I'm here in what they call the witch's room. Now, I don't like calling it the witch's room because it was a poor woman, and the story was said that she was taken out of here because they suspected her for dabbling in witchcraft. But maybe that wasn't the true story. In those times, people jumped to conclusions and people lost their lives. So let's try and communicate tonight and see what the real story was. Hopefully someone will come through. Feel very short of breath in here. Don't know why. It's weird because I'm sure I can hear voices constantly. Not in this room, but like in the following room, the next room. Let's try a spirit box session. What would be wonderful tonight is if you could show yourself on one of the camcorders visually. This one, if you can just come into it, even if I'm not in this room, come into the room, show yourself. Is this the ancient Amin? Okay. Maybe we can get something a little bit later on. So far, no communication. But like I said, if somebody is here, if you could show yourself energy form, light form, anything in front of this camera. Now down near the stool to the back of the room, right hand side leg, you'll see a flash. Could be a glitch on the camera, not too sure. And we're coming to the infamous Bishop's room. Okay, this is the Bishop's room. Now this is a room that not many people like or can stay near too long. We will see about that one. At that moment, there was an unknown clicking noise near the fireplace. Who's in here at the moment? Is this place haunted? Is it you that's affecting my hearing? Do you work for the church? Is John still around? Do you know Barry Guy? Or do you remember Zach Bagans? As you can see, I'm starting to get annoyed by the lack of evidence through EVP or Spirit Box. Let's finish this one. So what I've got here is an app on my phone called Necrophonic. So the Spirit Box didn't seem to bring anything back. The EVP recorder, I'll have to listen back. But we'll give this one a go now. Who's here? Who's here? Did you just say, dear God? Hello? And the flash appears again on the armchair to the left hand side. Okay, I'm back here again. now warmed up a little bit, had something to eat. Back for another burst. So, as before, we'll do another EVP. See if anything wants to come through this. I think you've been trying to hide away from me tonight. But I would love it if you could communicate. You know, doesn't have to be much. Just say hello or tell me your name. Do you work for the church or did you in the past? Do the intersecting ley lines create energy? Okay. Another spirit box sweep. Do you know that the year is 2021? I apologise for constantly asking questions, but I'm here out of respect. All I want is evidence that the afterlife exists. I'm really surprised that nothing's come through on this yet. I was really excited about this. Doesn't seem like anything's coming through. This spirit box I was hoping would give me some results. At 30 years drive, you know, I was hoping on the EVP recorder that I would get something, and I didn't get a thing. So far today, maybe I do have something on the EVP but nothing on the spirit box. And I'm wondering if it's me, the block. Or maybe I just have to be more patient. We'll try the necrophonic app. I mean, how weird does this necrophonic app sound? I'll point the leather jackets out. Which one do you like the best? This one? Five. Five? There's 5 leather jackets, yeah? Well, there's 5 jackets. You will see an orb come from the right hand side behind the bench, and it seems to move in a strange manner. You will then see some other anomalies appear, which seem strange compared to anything else within the hours of footage. So I'm here in the next room, one on from the main living room, and this is incredibly freezing cold. But this is where the grave is, just over here, which is a mystery, but there were bones apparently pulled out of that area. So I think it's best we do an EVP session and a spirit box session over here, see if anything comes through. If there are any children, if you would like to come to this. And what makes no sense is this tapping noise from nowhere. If there are any children, if you would like to come to this and speak into it, Did I just hear someone through that doorway? End of EVP. And speak into it, and you won't hear a single tapping noise from this camera. Did I just hear someone through that doorway? So to think of what could have happened right here at this graveside where bones were discovered, you do have to wonder. And if children were sacrificed, or anybody for that matter, right here, well, and this is a fireplace which I'm sure many of you have seen before on the likes of Ghost Adventures. Hello? I think we're going to go back upstairs. Into the witch's room. Hello. So I hope you've managed to either move the triggered objects or show yourself on this camcorder. That would be very much appreciated if you could. What we'll do is try and establish communication once again. Hi, you've seen me now, I've introduced myself. So you know, my name is Storm, and I'm here to try and communicate, get some evidence that you're here. Do you like people coming into this house all the time, or does it get annoying? Because I can imagine it gets annoying. You're very quiet tonight. You don't need to be quiet. You know, you can say hello. It's fine. I was told by a friend that I would get communication in this room. It's feeling very normal now. Let's try a necrophonic app again. See if we can get anything on this. I'm hoping we do. Hello? You need help? Did you just say you need help? Okay, I'm gonna lay on this bed for a bit. But I'll tell you this, I won't be going to sleep. Man, it's so cold in this place. Now the PSB-70 spirit box went off because it noticed a sudden drop in temperature. And that went off. Just it was freezing cold, as I said, it's cold in here. Hello, how are you doing? You okay? So they call this the Bishop's Room. Are you making it colder in this place? Did you just tap over there? Could you do a tap for me if you're here? Maybe tap on the glass mirror? Or tap on the door? Or wall? Now weirdly, I didn't hear that sound in the Bishop's room, but it was heard in other rooms around the house, as you will hear now. Wow. I just got a right heat blast. Warm air. Felt like I just had pretty much like a radiator right here. The heat. That's very unusual. There's no heat in here. It's not from a phone. This might be the last chance you get to say something to me tonight. Try and communicate before I leave. Did you just tap twice? Okay, So I'm in the room known as the witch's room for the last time tonight. I've travelled nearly 4 hours to be here at the ancient Ramin. You've been seen, or someone's been seen, in the windows. If that is so, you could definitely show yourself on one of these camcorders. I could even speak into this device. Do you know that there's a lot of people that will be wanting to hear your voice? Not just me. Seems quite normal. But one last go now in the bishop's room. One last time in the bishop's room tonight, hoping for this last attempt that we will get something decent. So, if there's someone over there in this room, please come to this device and say something. Is there somebody in this room? Can you tap something? Who is the bishop? Did I just see your shadow? Okay. Now I'm hoping I get some good evidence on this when I listen back. I'm just hoping. But I mean, even though there's not been anything happening, you know, like that typical poltergeist activity kind of stuff, this place is still very much amazing. And it's an honour to be here. I mean, if you say you've been to ancient Ramin, then that's pretty decent. It's got to be done. So, moving on, I think we'll go back to the main room and we'll finish up the night. And when I look back, hopefully plenty of evidence on this, and visually when I've not been around. Now in the witch's room, while I'm away, the IR light from the static camera switches off, back on, off and on again. This never happened at any other time in the night, so it's unexplained. Now, as I'm wrapping up the night and walking through to the main room, a strange anomaly appears. Doesn't look like dust or a fly. What do you think it is? And you will see it again here, slowed down in replay. And this was the second time I made that same action, bringing the camera down, and you don't see another anomaly at this time, so that was a one-off. Now you may find it hard to see, but there's a small anomaly that appears right now. It moves in a weird motion. And this is the end of the investigation. Paul, have you got anything to say yet? Nope.